Hi, I'm Nestor Solari, co-founder and CEO of Sigo Seguros. And let me tell you why we've been able to generate almost $150,000 in annual premiums written run rate in just our first 2 months. See, it all stems from the fact that market failures have created a price dislocation for immigrants and the working class when it comes to auto insurance. Now, what does that mean? That means that your traditional carriers, these familiar suspects on the screen here, focus on a very specific type of customer, right? They're very interested in what your credit score is, where'd you go to school, what do you do for work, what your immigration status is. Now, that works great for a specific segment of the population, but it doesn't work so well for most of the Latinx community. And what you have here is this redlining effect, whereby immigrants and working class customers, just because of the lack of data, such as a credit score or driving history, are forced into the worst options. And this not only creates this terrible experience, but also costs several hundreds of dollars extra for each customer. And so I realized early on that not everyone gets 15% in 15 minutes here. My aunt, who's worked at the same supermarket for 25 years and has never had a car accident, still struggles to get auto insurance. My cousin, who's the safest driver I've ever seen, a single mom, couldn't get insurance online because she had a foreign driver's license. And so that's why I founded Sigo, as an inclusive car insurance provider focused on affordability, accessibility, and removing bias. Sigo is the only insurance provider in the market that can digitally onboard a Spanish speaker without an agent interaction. Furthermore, what we did is we dissected this product and said, what are the things that cause otherwise good drivers to be forced into these bad options? Things like credit score, things like education, employment, immigration status. And so we pulled those out of your traditional rating models and instead introduced things like telematics through the first Spanish language telematics app in the US. And we give discounts for customers that opt in. We give discounts for customers that come through affiliates. And what we've done with our end-to-end onboarding is now we have a much more clean and comprehensive data collection process on our customer when compared to our existing competition. And we've seen great success so far. 50% month over month growth in our written premiums after launching in August. More interesting is the quality of the customer we're getting. We're getting 100% of customers getting 6-month policies. We're getting older millennials who are safer drivers, but still in their prime earning years for a long customer lifetime. And most interestingly is we're getting almost half of our customers that are buying coverage beyond just your state minimum limits, which not only suggests a customer that is higher quality, lower risk, but a higher ticket for Sigo and a better retention profile. And just to give you a sense, this compares to about 5 or 10% of the portfolio for most of our competitors. More exciting than the characteristics of our customers, actual performance in our agency testing. So in 2019, we launched an agency test where we sold a couple $100,000 of premiums. And what we saw is our customers retained significantly better. We expected an average customer lifetime of over 6 years. That compares to less than a year with our competitors. Most non-standard carriers have a 3 to 10 month customer lifetime. And so even though this may sound niche, right, we're talking about our specific Latino community for auto insurance, it's a huge market. We're talking $30 billion, and that's only if we focus on Spanish dominant customers. And this is a market that's growing fast, over 1 million drivers per year. And this growth is probably what attracted a lot of our partners to come knocking on our door. We've had successful online marketing campaigns, but we're also developing partnerships to distribute both at the local and national level eventually. And our partners are excited because they see this antiquated legacy industry that has done a good job covering their own specific pockets, but hasn't been prepared for the demographic shift that's occurred in our country, right? The growth of the Latino population, which has created this white space right here in the middle where Sigo can acquire the best customers that are forced into the bad options because of circumstance, the best foreign licensed drivers, the best drivers without a credit score. And we know this because we've lived it. We've seen the experiences firsthand. We're children of immigrants. My co-founder, Julio, is an immigrant. We're not only a team that can build a product in Spanish, but we can build an experience that's in culture for our customer. And our vision is to be the insurance provider for everyone in our community, regardless of their insurance needs. We start with auto, we add homeowners and renters and life insurance eventually. But auto is really that wedge in here while we look towards 2030, when most new home buyers in the US will be Latino. I look forward to any questions from the judges, and please feel free to reach out. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you for the video. And we have with us here live from Austin, Nestor Solari. So judges, I'll let you take it away with questions.
Hi, Nestor. Welcome. Quick question on the Venn diagram that you had there. Some of the big names on the, what would it be, on the right, what's keeping them from leaking into your space?
Absolutely. I think there's a handful of things, right? I think starting with maybe the easier is the technology stack, right? Antiquated technology, paper-based, that's really hard to untangle for them with their existing data and existing policies. Second, so that's the first thing. Second of all, I think it's cultural, right? Latinos are the most underrepresented group among insurance executives, and so it's very hard to solve an invisible problem, right? You don't know anyone in your community that has this issue. You probably don't know many people that only speak Spanish, right? And so I think that's our second key advantage, at least in not only in the nuance with which we build the product, but in our marketing and our outreach to our community.
Hey, Nestor. When you think about, you've had some great growth in the last 2 months. Insurance is a bit of a long, a long game, right? How much runway do you need before you feel confident in some of the metrics that you're seeing and the key drivers of your outcomes?
Great question. So there's two stages to this, right? One, we build a product that's particularly attractive for our target customer, that doesn't surcharge for foreign ID, that's available in Spanish. And then once we collect that data, we take step two and build the product with that data, right? That more accurately underwrites and rates them. What we think we need to get to that second place is 2,000 to 3,000 policies. Really like 18 to 24 months track record for us to take a look at that, take a look at claims and loss data, and then come back and update it. Ultimately, it's a negotiation with the regulator as to when we have enough data. But that's kind of what the area we're looking at. And to give you a sense, we expect to be there within the next 12 to 18 months.
So what states are you registered in now to be able to do your pilots?
So currently, Texas is the only state where Sigo's insurance product is live. We're also running an agency in California, outside our business in Texas as well, and New Jersey.
When you think about one of the more successful recent insurers, Lemonade, how do you compare to them, and do you think they could more authentically come into your space?
I think the insurtechs may be better positioned given their modern technology stacks to build something here, but I think there's still a lot of familiarity and nuance that comes with selling specifically to this customer. A lot of specific tools. To give you an example, Latinos are more likely to change their address, more likely to buy and sell cars. That requires additional tools for you to build or to staff up to address. And so I think it's possible, but like a lot of the legacy insurers, a lot of these guys aren't moving without data. And that data doesn't exist in the market. We're the first ones collecting it.
Thank you, Nestor. We appreciate the time, and thank you for joining us all the way from Texas. We're thrilled to have you here.